Ladies and gentlemen,
we are live
from the Shag Carpet Shack here in Columbia, Tennessee. What's up, everybody? We got Chase Blanchard.
We got Doug Lucanen, and this is the Power Move Podcast.
That our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Go! Yes! Happy birthday, America! United States of America! 4th of July, Independence Day, 1776.
Freedom! Power!
We're coming in strong with the power of freedom, baby. I am your co-host of the Power Move Podcast. My name is Chase Blanchard, and I am accompanied by my fellow co-host and All-American,
Doug Lucanen. What's up, guys? Let's get American.
Let's
Freedom!
get the Star-Spangled Banner, stars and bars. Let's get them running. Let's get them flowing. Happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July, my fellow Americans.
Happy birthday to freedom.
It's a proud day, and everyone should be proud to call ourselves American. I don't care what's going on in the world today. I don't care. Day in and day out. January 1, December 15th, July 4th. I'm proud to be an American.
Every day. Every
Every
country's
day.
a work in progress, and we're on the way up. Keep fighting.
Let's do it.
We're going to get there. Boom.
But the only way we're going to get there is some power moves and some modes of the week.
Songs of the week.
Song!
Coming at you. Mo's of the week. Mo's of the year. No, Mo's of America.
Modes of America.
Yes.
No, Mall of America. Modes of America.
Strong. Songs of the week.
Hit him.
So we had a fellow American move across America from Tennessee to Minnesota.
We did.
He was a guest on the pod last week. The Brunster.
What a quick mover.
John Bruni. My bud. Last 7 years. We've been through a lot together. So my song of the week is See You Again, Charlie Puth. Wiz Khalifa, Charlie Puth.
That's right.
Such a good song.
It is.
Makes me tear up. I'm gonna be real. I cried a lot.
A lot. Yeah. Dude, it happens.
Yep.
Dude, when you build up a friendship like that, and Lord knows, tune in to, season 2, episode 8, Homegrown MMA Pod.
Yeah.
Listen to all the stories, and it will only make sense.
Yep. Not only did we do that, but
Right.
we've done the Warrior Dash together. We've owned a business together. He was my boss. I was his boss. We've worked together. We've done a ton of stuff together.
Right.
Just a ton of stuff. So we golfed together. It was one of those really tight friendship bonds, like where you feel he's like more like family.
Right.
And Chaze, I've got a lot of love for you too, brother. I don't want to get sappy
Big love.
on the pod.
It is a lot
and I
of
hope
love.
all our listeners know how strong it is in here.
The friendship is real.
It's real, tangible,
Love you too, brother.
so strong. But anyways, see you again. It might make you sad, but it also remembers all the good times you had. All that good stuff.
It does make you sad. I won't dwell on this a whole lot, but it does make you sad. But it's a good sad. Like, it makes your heart warm, though.
Wholesome.
Because the song is talking about see you again.
Right. Exactly.
So it's wholesome. Like, there's bad cries where you just want to let it all out and not talk about it. Like, you want to talk about it. You want to see you again.
Yeah,
So, I don't know.
exactly.
I like it.
So,
great song to talk about.
We've bookmarked some plans. We don't know if football's going to happen or not, but Titans play the Minnesota Vikings week 3, baby, in Minnesota. We found some tickets. We're going to try to see that happen.
Friendship stops at the door
Oh,
of
yeah.
the stadium.
Yeah, because I don't care who's sculling it up. We're about to be tightened up.
Tighten up.
Two-tone blue.
That's it.
After
That's
our
it.
prize, the Super Bowl. So, Chase, Chaze, what's your song of the week?
Well, man, I think it's only fitting because, believe it or not, I definitely listen to this song. You can fact check it anytime you want.
Ooh, fact check.
Were the Stars and Stripes by Aaron Tipton. It's only fitting on this day,
On America's
this weekend,
birthday.
on this weekend, on America's birthday. But Were the Stars and Stripes by Aaron Tipton and the Eagle Flies. I think that is the most resonating song and 100% the most powerful, in my opinion, to me, American song. Mainly because it's a song that my uncle likes a lot, who is currently at Fort Campbell, so and in the Army. So I know it's pretty cool. Love that song a lot.
That's
So,
awesome. I can still hear the Jets right now. I'm
I
just
can't
getting over it.
Like that was totally an audio file off YouTube, but the vibrations were still.
Yeah,
in
it
the
was
chest.
real. I feel like they flew right through the shag carpet check.
Garbage check.
Yeah.
Burned it up.
Almost knocked over the Red Bull mode.
But it's strong intact.
Yep, it's good. We're good.
All right,
We're
well,
straight.
without songs of the week follows the power.
Power! Power!
Power.
Moves.
Power.
Power. Moves.
Power moves of the week. I'm gonna lead it in strong
Do it.
because I had a strong power move of the week, and it was the exact definition of a power move week.
Really? Step
I
up
got-
to the plate.
My cousin, blood cousin, under contract for the first time.
Cuzzy.
First home purchase. Cuzzy. Under contract.
First time home buyer?
First time home buyer.
Boom.
Boom. Got
was a
got
strong
him a
move.
sweet deal. So fingers crossed on that. That goes well. Not only did I get him under contract midweek, but then I hit the trifecta.
The
I
trips.
hit the trifecta.
Boom.
I DJ'd 3 nights in a row.
Were they all fun?
They were all good.
Good.
They were all good.
Good.
They were all good.
That's great.
And 2 proms and a birthday party, all exceeding midnight plus. And 2 of the days I had to go into my my morning gig 6 a.m. So
Attaboy.
hey, it was
Work ethic.
Work ethic. So I sold the house on Wednesday. Wednesday night prom. Thursday night prom. So Friday birthday, Saturday prom.
That's a
Again.
Star-Spangled Week.
Dude, there was a star spangled. There was a lot
beautiful.
of work ethic and work put in last week. So
A lot of power.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
What about you, bro? Tell me how I feel
Man.
like your power move is gonna resonate with your birthday a little bit.
It does. Because I'm Kevin Byard years old, everybody. 31, KB 31. I'm 31 years of age. There it is.
Love it. With
So-
the red sleeve.
Yep, I went full red sleeve. Ching! I overdid the birthday a little bit. I bowled 6 games, played some laser tag,
That's power. What
Roll-
was your best score?
208,
Mm.
208.
You know how you ripped that right off the cuff? He knew.
I had a
He
chance.
said 208.
I had a chance to get a 252, but I screwed up
Wow.
my 10th frame.
Mm.
I had a 6 and a 2 on my 10th frame. I had so much opportunity left. But anyways, 208 still good.
Yeah.
I played laser tag in which my gun didn't work, so I was last place in that, but that's okay.
Wow.
I got over it.
Technology.
Dug some fence post holes. Boom. Still got to put in that work. And then we got the pool looking good, looking fresh. We swam in it twice. It's been a work in progress, dude.
Looking like the Bahamas.
It really is looking pretty good. Like,
It is.
Makes me wanna
I seen
jump
it
in
before
right
we came
now.
here. It looks pretty great.
yep, want to just hop right in there. So,
That's
yep,
awesome.
that's my power move. Getting older. I feel older.
Getting older.
Pretty sure my back's out.
That's all right.
But yeah, hit
not-
the golf simulator. Pumped out a drive, 296 on the golf simulator. That was
Wow.
good. That was the best drive of that day. But yeah,
There you go.
that was a good birthday. Thanks for everybody who commented on my Facebook and all that stuff. I appreciate the love.
Mows of the week.
It's the only thing that helps you
31.
get older. Boom.
Love it.
Support people. New beginnings.
New beginnings.
New year, new Douglas. Boom. So going forward, talking about new beginnings, we're rolling past the power moves now. And we usually have pro advice, but we just want to talk about new beginnings. Bruni, as we just mentioned from our last pod, changed his whole scenery. He's going from Tennessee to Minnesota. His whole family's going. Got a new job, new place to live, new, right? Almost like a clean slate.
Right.
And it made me think of that time when I was in a perfectly secure job, pretty good job, and I got a new job, and it was in Nashville, far away from home. But I was just like so motivated. It was a redefining moment. It was like a clean slate. I can be like, from here forward, I get to make decisions based off of the things I learned mistakes from, and I can just be that much better from start to finish here. I don't know. It's just something refreshing about a new start.
Yeah.
I don't know. But like it's a newfound motivation. And I think that, previously we've talked a lot about reflection and redefining yourself.
Right.
And I think sometimes you really do just need a new start and a new scenery.
New environment.
New environment, new job, whatever it may be, to get that blood pumping and get you in a good mindset. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I agree wholeheartedly, and obviously, I might have, I guess you would consider it a biased opinion on that, but, I've been in real estate 5 years now, and I have switched between 3 different companies now. And, I actually, when I made my third switch, I really highly contemplated against it because, just because I was like, well, I didn't. The fear of change, or is this the right move? A lot of questions circle around that, but a new environment can do a world of wonders. It's from my take. Now, some people don't like change, and I feel like some people think they don't like change, but they never do it. So how are you going to know if you don't like it unless you do it? So that's my
that's a good piece of information.
That's my number one point of this sentence here is you're not gonna know what's out there until you go out there and change. Yeah. And that goes beyond even job. That goes beyond even traveling different places. You don't have to travel different countries. I advise you to, but traveling different places outside of Columbia, outside of Tennessee, and the change of environment. You don't know what it could do for your mind, your body, and your soul. And it may be a terrible experience, but how are you going to know if you don't do it?
But and if let's say it is a terrible experience, what you usually learn from that too.
Right.
So you learn how different places work, how different things happen, deal with different personalities, which helps you grow as a person and test you. And
right.
I feel like the more you test yourself, the more you basically put yourself through difficult situations,
Correct.
The better you are for it. I sometimes think that I take the hard way sometimes just to learn it better.
Right.
Learn something a little more thoroughly.
Right.
But at the same time, I just like challenges, and I think having different people around you can be a good positive and negative.
Oh, that's huge. The environment of people, if you work in a factory, and you're on your own station and you're at your own little space all day long, that doesn't obviously have a huge factor, but if you're involved with any kind of coworkers whatsoever, or colleagues, the environment, that is huge. That is absolutely huge, because I don't even care if you don't talk to them, just their body language and their work ethic is going to reflect on you, whether you think it or not.
Yep.
And until you do reflect on that, that's when you're going to make a conscious decision. Okay, I need a change, or I am happy where I'm at. Or you make the change and you realize, I didn't realize how happy or how good I did have it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the grass is greener on the other side.
Yeah.
Switching real estate companies like I did, obviously real estate companies are different in their leadership and their ways of handling things, but we still represent people buying and selling homes at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So it's still the same
concept.
Activity and concept, but there's a million ways to skin a cat, right? So, having that different change of environment can motivate you to do way more than you ever thought was possible, or can even maybe put you a step back, or or discourage you, and you're not going to know that until you put yourself out there. And the thing is about it too, whether it be any change,
even hobbies and stuff.
Yeah, any change. This is I feel like we could go on about this forever.
Oh yeah.
But any change. This is the way I want to summarize it too. Any change that you do, a lot of people automatically turn down a change right off the bat because they just a change is it changes a big picture.
Yeah.
Change doesn't have to be a big picture. Yeah. Like you can
looks like
dabble
an
your
elephant.
toe into it. Yeah,
It
exactly.
looks like an elephant. Yeah.
You know, interviews, research, homegrown research to where, you know, if you're looking for a job, you know, you can browse the internet of what it's like. Or, you know, what's the average pay? What's the consumer reviews of this job? You know, or something, or the retailer's review. So change doesn't have to come in waves. It can come, you know, in small hits.
Yeah.
You know, so.
It definitely can. I agree with that 100%, and I would also say that, you know, a lot of the reason to change is you're unhappy with your current situation,
Right.
Whether it may be money or the environment.
Right.
You see quotes all the time. You know, why did the person stay there so long? People. Why did the person leave? People. You know,
Right,
it ends
right,
up being the
right. Correct.
same reason, but also money always plays a factor, and you know, that's something that we found that money is usually the top, you know, percentage of why somebody changes jobs, but also close second though is managers, people, and the environment around them. So it is really important, and I think changing your environment just helps you grow and evolve and thrive in difficult situations.
Right.
So props to Bruni, making a
Yep.
big change.
Major shout out to you, brother.
You know, got
Best
a
of luck.
new role in his career. He's
Yep.
gonna kill it, you know, and it's all new. So, you know, good luck.
Sink or swim.
And I don't think he needs any luck.
And
though.
he's gonna
be
be
strong.
swimming.
He's gonna be swimming like a
Backstrokes
fish.
are going to be strong.
Yeah, he'll find all the Nemos. He's got them all. So anyways, we have been talking about movies recently.
Yeah.
And something sad we came around on was Fast and Furious movies. Chase and I were talking about Fast and Furious movies, and kind of where the song of the week comes from was from Fast and Furious 7, in which you know, that was the one in which Paul Walker was only like started on set very briefly,
About
and then
quarter of the way through.
Yeah, and then ended up having a tragic car accident, and sadly he passed away in that accident. And so we don't mean to bring you down here, but it's kind of an emotional podcast. You know, we've got Bruni leaving, we've got some things going on, but you know, it's
Proud
just
to be an American.
Yeah, we're proud to be an American. We listen to them Jets, but you know, we just figured, you know, what movie deaths, I guess, you know, and we're talking specifically in the movie. You know, when you watch the movie, a character dies in that movie,
Right.
not the actual physical actor in real life, resonate with you, and why does it resonate with you, and how did the movie play out, and why is it important to you? So let's kick it off, Chase. What was a movie death that like really made you sad? You know, what was the one that you remember that was just a tearjerker that brought out the super sadness?
Right. Well, obviously you know, Paul Walker was very sad. You know, obviously because of tragic real life events. But
Yes.
if I had to say, nothing brings the super soaker of waterworks like a superhero movie like the Avengers. Endgame, obviously, it's way past the time it's been in theaters, so no spoiler alerts, but Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, passes away at the end of Endgame. And the I Love You 3000 just shatters your heart pieces. And if you don't get sad, either if you're not sad, physically sad, or just even mentally sad, when that happens, one of two things happen. One, you don't have a soul.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, you don't. Or two, you haven't followed the series long enough. And that leads me into, I think that was the most impactful thing of, you have a character that is so heavily drawn out throughout the years, and there's such a backdrop, and there's so much character development over 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years and multiples of, was it 3 solo movies
Yep.
of Iron Man,
Yep.
and then multiple
Multiple
Avengers. And I'm pretty sure he's in he's in the Captain America movie, he's in a
Yep.
Thor movie. I mean, so you talk about a very well developed character of you know, obviously since Iron Man 1, you know, complete, you know, rich guy, don't care about nobody but himself and everything, and
Evolves
into not only a true hero, a true hero of a colleague, as obviously, on the Avengers, sacrificing himself for the greater good of not only the Avengers and the superheroes and stuff, but for mankind and his own flesh and blood wife and daughter family.
Wow.
So, and at the end, he passes away.
When his light goes out. Oh my gosh.
His light goes out. You've got Thanos saying he's the inevitable, and Iron Man's like, psh, I'm Iron Man.
Got him.
There it is. And just the ultimate sacrifice, right? The ultimate sacrifice. And obviously what also hits home to me is I'm a huge family man. So, the fact that, he leaves behind his family, wife and daughter, and the classic I Love You 3000, which my buddy Jacob and Dustin, they know the bigger meaning behind that. There's a true meaning behind that.
Wow.
The I Love You 3000, but I don't know it. But yeah. Iron Man will never get over it.
Check out the CMG pod if you want to hear about that, right?
Yep,
those guys know the backstory behind that, but man, that was a heart wrencher.
That was, man.
It's gonna be tough. I'm a big fan. Watching that whole movie, Chase and I went and watched it in theaters together.
Yep.
It was a big bonding moment, and one of the big things about it is I'm big on Captain America, and then Hulk's right there, close second for superheroes for me, and at least in the Avengers. And I was thinking the whole time, like, Captain America is gonna be the one, because we all heard that somebody dies,
right?
And we were both worried. Is it Iron Man? Is it Captain America? Well, because Captain America has always been Chase's favorite, and so it was definitely tough to beat. But anyways, I'm gonna go with Southpaw.
Okay.
Like, that movie to me, it happens relatively early in the movie. So like in comparison to Avengers, it's kind of a different reason why it's so sad. Because in the Avengers, you see Tony Stark, you see Iron Man go, but you don't see what happens after that. Like with his wife, with Pepper, and his child. So with that said, in Southpaw, you get to see all of it. He's in the lobby, and his wife gets accidental gunshot wound and dies there in the lobby of the hotel, and he's left to take care of his daughter by himself and try to be a man, take fights, and he took
that family status.
Dude.
It rips on your heartstrings.
And he took a fight just out of pure anger, ended up losing, and kind of going on a downhill slide from there, dude. Lost all of his money, but I won't rat out the whole movie. It's kind of an older movie. There's really I'm not revealing too much. Go watch Southpaw. It is rated R, but you get to see the struggles of somebody, and I feel like they do such a good job of like portraying tragedy, really, and the hard things that somebody can go through. And it is a good success story. It is a feel-good story by the time you get to the end. But, I mean, I cried like 4 times during that movie. And one of the hardest parts was watching, him lose his wife. Jake Gyllenhaal's in it, Rachel McAdams. And you cry when she dies. You cry when he's falling apart. You cry when he falls apart a little bit more.
Yeah.
You cry when they take his daughter from him. It gets bad. Hey, it shows us, you want a feel-good story about somebody who hits rock bottom? Like, some movies are like, oh man, this is rock bottom. Nope. This movie redefines rock bottom.
Like, there's no question about it. Like, this is like center core.
He like hit rock bottom.
This is past the mantle.
He hit rock bottom, found a jackhammer, and was like, let's see. I know there's further than this. but yeah, go watch Southpaw if you want a heart-wrenching, good, long movie. Maybe don't watch it with your kids.
Yeah.
There it is. So, we're moving on. We've got a couple other topics. We're bringing the mood up.
Let's do it.
We were high on 1,000 with America.
I love it.
We were talking about the Burnster. Moving forward to new beginnings. We did those modes of the week, and now we're getting into sports. Sports!
Please tell me it's football.
It is football, baby. We are going to the Packers game, already announced. There's a chance one of us is going to the Vikings game, maybe 2 of us.
Hey.
But it's out there. But we got hot news a couple days couple days late as far as we're recording this pod. We don't film. But Cam Newton to the Pats.
Big scam Cam Newton, huh?
Got a lot of questions behind this. Do you think he'll wear number 1?
Yes.
Without a doubt. Boom.
Yep.
There it is.
So, I'm actually excited that we're talking about this because I have a lot to say.
Every episode.
So, buckle up.
Whoops.
Whoops.
Oh, we are supposed to talk.
Oh, yeah.
It is a pod.
That's our responsibility. Podcast.
Yeah,
there we go.
job.
So,
Just doing our jobs.
I am, as noted before, I'm an Alabama fan. Okay. So, I am biased, or was biased, and I've become more of a true sports fan. I cheer for my teams, don't get me wrong, but I'm just a true fan of a good sport, a good game, or a good competition, right?
Yes.
So, with that being said, I'm a huge Alabama fan, and Cam Newton destroyed us.
Yeah.
For better words, when he played, he was a tremendous college athlete. He was a tremendous athlete entering the NFL. He had an MVP season. He went to the Super Bowl. Did not win the Super Bowl, but has been at a very young age. And now has signed arguably with the greatest franchise in the last 2 decades.
Yep.
Has stepped up into the role. Well, it's not for sure that he's a starter. So let's make that clear because they are very high on Jarrett's Stidham. So they're very high on him. Young guy, fresh blood. So I believe, right? He's only like a 1 or 2 year guy.
Honestly, if anybody, I know next to nothing about him.
I
don't even know if he can throw a football.
Well, and that's the rest of the sports world, right? The rest of the sports world's like, oh, there's more quarterbacks on the Patriots besides Brady. I mean, Jimmy G was the only. He made headlines because he was young, good,
and he got to play.
Yeah, and he got to play.
But Tom Brady's been healthy, and we haven't seen anybody else.
So Cam Newton is going to an organization that has been the best in the last 2 decades, hands down. 6 Super Bowl rings?
Yeah.
And replacing the footprint of arguably the, if not one of the greatest players to ever play the game of football.
TB12.
And the quarterback position. So stepping into that role is already huge, and I do give him props for that. So,
for pennies too.
I have not. So let's put it this way: I've not been a Cam Newton fan, since entering the NFL. I think he's a tremendous athlete. I think he has great tangibles and abilities as a runner, as a human being. I think he's 6'6", like 240 pounds.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's huge.
He's like when you create a player on Madden and you just want to beef up all the settings to 99, including like the kicking power, and stuff like that. That's what you do. You would build a Cam Newton essentially.
He is an amazing athlete.
So an amazing athlete, tremendous talent. However, I do think he has lacked in the decision making, in the downfield accuracy. He had a great arm, but I don't think he was very accurate. And his ability to really, really break down defenses pre-snap. Now I'm saying that as if I can do it, but I just don't think he does it at a super high level to match his athletic ability. So with that being said, he had the surgery. He's been playing hurt for the last 2 years.
Yeah,
and I admire him for that. His toughness, and so. If y'all have paid attention, he signed a contract for the bare minimum veteran contract, which is like $1.15 million, and his contract
bargain.
So in a 1 year deal. So I mean, he's literally there is kickers that are getting paid more than him.
Oh yeah, there's probably some special teams returners and guys like that. Yeah,
but he has almost $6 million worth of incentives that if he excels in his in his role, he will get upwards of $6 million worth of incentives, and that become a huge controversy right off the bat. Obviously, a lot of things going on in the world. It was a highly debated topic of they stole it, they underpaid him.
Yeah.
He's a former MVP, but I mean, in the last 2 years, he's not played like a former MVP. I mean, and that's statistically facts. I mean, you look it up.
Well, but also hurt. But you can't go off of that. You only have the numbers, right?
But Cam Newton could have signed He could have signed to other places, probably, definitely as a backup. You know, he could have signed maybe with the Saints or something like that as a backup. You know, prior to Winston going there and stuff.
Yep.
But he elected to go with the Patriots, who had an open role potentially as a starting quarterback at the very bare minimum, and he finally broke his 2-day silence after the contract was released, and he said one simple sentence, and it said, "It's not about that; it's about respect." And you know what, Cam Newton? I applaud you, my friend. I applaud you. That's kind of my spiel.
That's very strong.
He had every option to do whatever he wanted, whether even be retired, because he made a lot of money, in Carolina. But he signed the bare minimum and stepped up in a. Not only did he go for the least amount of money, but he is filling the shoes, arguably of the biggest shoes ever possible, of the greatest of all time in Tom Brady.
Is he though? That's a good question.
Well, he's attempting to.
He's attempting to.
He's taking on the challenge.
He's
taking on the challenge. So
he's accepting the change.
At a very bare minimum, you can tell. I mean, for lack of better words, I mean he's doing it for the respect.
Exactly.
He's doing it for the respect. He's obviously not doing it for the money because he's not getting a lot of money.
And I think that this shows kind of a new era of Cam Newton. If I have to say that, because I think he looks driven, he looks focused, and I don't think there's anybody on earth better to coach Cam Newton than Bill Belichick. Not that anybody. I mean, Bill Belichick's an amazing coach, anyways,
right.
And they have a good offensive coordinator as well. So I think that they are the yin to some of Cam Newton's yang. They've got a
great system in place.
I hate to say this. I would say TB12's got an amazing arm and has had an amazing arm. As of lately, he started aging. His arm wasn't as good. But, Cam Newton is an all-around athlete.
Yeah, you
don't see Tom Brady going for a 50-yard run for a touchdown.
You will not sit here. Nobody can debate that Tom Brady is the greatest athlete on the field.
He's not.
He's not the greatest athlete. But that mind is sharp, and he is just good/great enough to do the job with his athletic ability.
Yes.
But that work ethic just trumps that athletic ability.
And he does. I feel that he does have elite accuracy. He does. And I don't think he's got the hardest throwing arm in the NFL, but he does have some elite level accuracy. But Cam Newton is fast, strong. I've never seen him lose a quarterback sneak.
Right.
He's getting 2 yards.
Guaranteed 2 yards.
I feel like the Patriots are going to be extremely dangerous if he starts the season.
So, Doug, do you think that they will let him work to his true abilities? Do you think that they will let him run? Because I think Cam is the best and is the true Cam Newton when he is able to make those linebacker bite up on a potential QB, outing, a sweep, and he's gonna make those linebackers bite on his athletic ability, and that's gonna leave a tight end or a slot receiver wide open. What do you think? Do you think they're gonna let him run, or do you think they're gonna say, "Hey, man, you're getting up in age," and do you think they're gonna try to restrict him?
Well, Chase, I would say no, they're not gonna restrict him, and I think it's because Bill Belichick's going to find a hybrid of the old style of Cam Newton play, which is strong, little reckless at times, but going all out, hero mode, tossing it downfield, and reel it in a little bit to where he doesn't take as many hits, but that the defense knows the threat is always there. Kind of like what you were talking about. I see they've got so many running backs too. They've always used their running backs in New England. So I see a lot of, sweep play action. I see a lot of screen passes. I see a lot of using the running backs in that offense. And there are still weapons out there on the free agent wire that could be signed and Cam could throw to. And so I just think that I don't think they're going to restrict him. I don't think that New England and their coaching staff is going to go that route, because when you get an athlete like that, they are the best at bringing the absolute best out of athletes. Right. That you've got a lot of people that were unexpected. Nobody could name offensively who's an amazing offensive player on the Patriots. I
Right.
mean, you had Randy Moss, but,
Yeah.
and you had
And Edelman.
Gronk
And Edelman.
and Edelman. But I mean, you got to say like
Other than that, that's it.
they've gotten amazing production out of like James White.
James White.
They've had amazing production out of what's Danny Amendola.
Danny Amendola.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, Wes Welker. You know, they've gotten Wes Welker like led the league in receptions,
Yeah.
and that was when you line him up next to all the wide receivers in the league. It was like, man, I don't know that that's the most talented guy in the league, but
Right.
on paper he was. And so
Yeah.
I think the Patriots are going to utilize everything that he's good at and then fill his weaknesses.
Right.
But now, is it going to be like Super Bowl level? Time will tell. Because I think Cam wants a Super Bowl more than he wants that much money. And it's about respect, and he's got the coach right there.
Right.
So
Does he start week 1?
If he doesn't get hurt, he starts week 1. If we have football, yes.
So I don't think he starts week 1.
You don't think so?
Nope.
You don't think he blows through training camp and
No,
preseason?
I think they'll try to ease him in. I think they're going to try to ease him in regardless.
As
I
strategy?
think even today, as we said, they could be thinking that he's going to be our starter
Mm-hmm.
for the season, but they won't. I think they'll ease him, even if it's
Because of the surgery?
yeah.
Okay.
I don't think play 1, drive 1. I don't think Cam Newton trots out there on the field.
Mm.
It might even be after halftime, but I don't think he trots out on the field.
We'll have to put a friendly wager on it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Like how about a
Ice cream sandwich?
no? That's actually that's really friendly. I was gonna say a tall grass fillet. How about that?
I'll put a tall grass. Shout out Tall Grass Meat Co.
Shout out Tall Grass Meat Co.
Power fist bump that deal. That bet has been made. For
So
those of you who cannot see. Boom.
on top of that, I've got a very hot take, and I'm gonna put it on this because it
Hot
obviously-
take.
This is recorded.
Right off the griddle.
Proof. You heard it here, folks.
Zing.
July 3rd, 2020. If it happens, I could see it. Odell Beckham Jr. gets traded to the Patriots with Cam Newton.
Ooh.
Odell Beckham Jr. wanted to get traded last year, and I think if it happens, and if they can make it work, that'd be a hot take. Now this might be like a random shot in the dark, but I could see it happening. So boom, you heard it here first.
Wow.
Chazé Blanchard, The Power Move Podcast, July 3rd, 2020. OBJ could be traded to the Patriots.
Well, we didn't anticipate this, but we could slide in one more little sports take right now.
Let's do it.
I mean, AB's still out there. We saw him
If AB
catching a pass from Russell Wilson
listen, if AB
2 days ago.
if AB gets cleared, if Antonio Brown
Antonio
gets cleared,
Brown.
if
Everybody.
Antonio Brown gets cleared by the NFL, he will be signed by Seattle.
You think so?
There's no doubt in my mind.
No doubt in your mind.
There's no doubt in my mind. If he
You
is
could tell that AB
if
liked
he's
it,
NFL
too.
eligible, he will go to Seattle.
So what would keep him from being NFL eligible? Just the fact that he sat
The
out
the
last
investigation of
okay.
outside
season? Oh, okay, yeah.
outside pending civil charges and stuff like that.
Right. I didn't know if they were still pending.
No,
or not. I
yeah,
didn't
they're
know
still
he was
they're
going
still
through.
investigating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. So
So there's another hot take. 2 hot takes on the Power Move podcast
Hey.
for you.
also, as we're sitting here about an hour ago, this gets as new
Hold on.
as we can.
I've also gotten multiple offers from multiple teams. I've had to turn them down to reserve my status as finance director, though. So
Wait, what?
people want me to catch passes, dude.
I know,
but
that's
you know
what I thought you meant. Like
you know what though? Like,
they wanted.
what
you
does
to be
that
like-
do for Murray County?
Right.
And we might not even have football.
I mean,
No.
you could catch.
I gotta stay active.
You could catch 27 touchdown passes in a season and shatter Randy Moss's record, but why
on a low
you don't
day.
have to.
On a
You don't
low
have to.
day.
You don't have to do that.
No.
You know what?
And you know what? They sent me offers
I,
for
as a
you.
mer- I,
They
as-
sent me offers for you. I was like, guys, Chase is busy doing the pod. He's a real estate agent.
I didn't
Look,
get that
he
carbon-
can't-
I didn't
he
get that
can't
carbon
just-
copy.
He can't just go out there and just all of a sudden start playing football. He doesn't want to make y'all look bad.
They must have
know?
got a hold of our TMZ must have got a hold of our tapes.
Right, yeah. So if you're a football player, in the NFL, and you think we can't hang or whatever, come on the pod.
Come on the pod.
We'll see
Let's
what's
do it.
up.
So
Come get some.
another hot take,
Come
fresh
see these
news,
hands.
right?
Oh, sorry.
So as another, super fresh within an hour. So 2 days ago, the NFL and the NFL Player Associations unanimously agreed to shorten the preseason to 2 games. An hour ago, the Players Association, so it has not been brought in front of the NFL board, but the Players Association voted unanimously to not play any preseason games in 2020. But it remains unclear if the NFL will consider this recommendation made by the Players Association. What do you think of that?
Okay, first of all, I'm going to say I like it, first of all.
You like the preseason?
I like no preseason games.
Oh, you like no preseason games?
I like no preseason games because they can practice during training camp and scrimmage other teams. Okay, and in the preseason, everybody's worried about people getting hurt and stuff.
That's true.
You know, they're trying to get in live game time. Well,
Correct.
They can already do that. They can do scrimmages. They can practice how they want to. You know, the Titans scrimmaged the Patriots, and it was not NFL preseason.
Right.
And a lot of good stuff came from that. And so I think the only thing that preseason does is ruin some people's fantasy football season because,
Right.
number one running back goes down for the year with an ACL,
Yeah.
But also those teams that need that number one running back, to play, at least you definitely guarantee you're getting at least part of a season game out of them.
Okay.
And I think that you've got enough practice leading up to that. You can do live game speed at a practice. And what I do think is that and this may be true or not, I'd have to do some research, but I bet teams lose money on preseason.
Well, I mean, obviously, because
there's not a whole lot of
there's
people watching
there's
it.
not a lot of viewership. There's
Not a lot of
whole
people in the
ticket
stadium.
sales. And
Yeah.
trust me, I've been to 2 or 3 preseason games, and my ticket was like $10.
It was it was rough in there.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and there's travel. I mean, because
Yep.
there's travel involved for away teams. But man, Dougie, I'm really torn because now if I think in a perfect world you play 2 games and there's not a chance because when you go into the preseason, I do believe your depth chart is already released. Is it?
No, you cut people during preseason.
You cut your roster, but is the
Yeah.
depth chart released? As in your first, second, and third strings. So there would be no chance in the world my first strings play. None of them. Not the linemen, not the skilled players.
But it always happens usually in the third or fourth preseason game.
I would
Every team does it.
not start one first string in the whole preseason because it is a chance because and coming from playing football, now granted I didn't play NFL, but scrimmages are one thing, but like a legit referees out
Live
there,
game.
I mean viewers, even if there's 10 people in the stands, there's still people watching you.
Yeah.
It's different, and
Yep.
you have products like Khalif Raymond
Mm-hmm.
who shine in the preseason, made a roster spot,
Yep.
made a depth chart spot, made a killer grab in the
Couple of
divisional
them.
round of
Yeah.
against the Ravens.
Definitely.
So you have products like Khalif Raymond that come in and they
Tighten
shine in the preseason, and it really shows. So I think it really hurts rookies
Yeah.
because I don't think they get to show their full potential because like you said, scrimmages are scrimmages.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Well,
That's kind of my topic.
and
I
one
would
more
like to
thing.
see it. I would like to see 2. I don't think there's no reason for 4.
I think 2 makes a lot of sense, and I would be okay with 2. What I really like about not having any is because if you don't have any, people have to catch up to game speed.
Right.
Because more than likely, those scrimmages, they're playing, but they're not trying to kill each other.
Well, and then the argument
But
there is too, though.
Real quick, let me finish my thought. Like
Yeah.
the teams, something that comes into play that hasn't had to in the previous years is that you've had 4 games to get up to game speed
Correct.
level. You're there by game 1, and if you're not, you're there by game 2 or 3. On game 1 of the actual season, nobody is on game speed level.
Correct.
And the teams that adapt faster actually finally gain an advantage.
Right.
And so if you learn on the fly a lot quicker and get used to game speed quicker, it can help your record.
Right.
And previously, it didn't really matter. You
Right.
had 4 games to get it, and if you didn't have it by then, you probably shouldn't be in the NFL.
Right.
But,
And that's like the anti-argument though, is that because if let's say you don't have preseason games, the anti-argument to that is okay, you have no games and you're not competing at a high level, And so you go into week 1. Who's to say you don't blow your ACL week 1 because you haven't been at game speed the whole time?
It could happen.
Now, granted, I'm no like.
Hopefully
doctor when it
you're
comes to that.
stretching.
Exactly,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. But
you can blow an ACL at any time.
at any time.
Yeah.
That's the counter argument,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's kind of my thing.
But
is
I feel like after 4
because-
games, it's more likely that you'll blow an ACL in your 5th game than it is your first game, maybe.
because let me tell you something. I had Zeke on my fantasy team when he was suspended those first 4 games, and his first 2 games back
Rusty.
were very, very mediocre. Now, granted, he went full Zeke at 3rd game, 15 plus points as a PPR running back, but that's what I'm talking about. He didn't play for the first 4 games. These defenses, they've played the first 4 games, so they're ready.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's kind of it's a counter argument. So
Yep.
hey, as a fan,
Let us know your thoughts, people.
absolutely. As a fan, no preseason games, go right into the real deal. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Because there are no team's gonna play 150% like they would a regular season game.
Yep, exactly. Well, I mean, I think 2 games is a great compromise. I'm curious to see what the NFL Commission and board says about it.
Yep.
I think that'd be good.
Yep.
All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Happy birthday, America.
Happy birthday! Merry 4th of July!
Boom.
Happy Independence Day!
Boom.
Let's get it!
Bruni, good luck, brother.
Shout out to the Broomster.
Take over the North. The Brunies are taking over the North.
Brunster.
There it is. And thanks for listening to the pod, as always.
on the Power Move Podcast.
Y'all take it easy. This was Dougie.
This is Chaze.
Deuces.
Deuces!